Hey guys, what's up? I'm in Canada. That's right, I'm in Canada. I made it. Well, the truth is, I've been here for a while now. I arrived here a couple of weeks ago. And the reason I didn't announce anything and I didn't say anything in public was because I needed to settle down first. I kind of needed to get my shit together and just overall settle down. And that's what I have finally done, and I came up with a great video. It's not just gonna be me talking a vlog or anything like that. No, I came up with something really cool, but we'll leave that for a little bit later. Now, the reason I'm here is because I have been planning this trip for a while now, ever since a little bit over last year, a little bit more than 1 year. I planned this trip. I made a decision and I said, you know, I want to come to Canada. I want to come here, and I needed to save a lot of money, so I began saving money, and I promised myself that in 2019 I will make it. I will come to Canada before summer. So I saved up a lot of money. Eventually, you know, my YouTube career began rising, and which is pretty cool. And it's all thanks to you guys, obviously. And I made it. About March, this very same year, 2019, March 2019, I bought the tickets. I bought the tickets here, and I was very excited. Very excited to do this trip. And, well, you know what happened a couple of months afterwards? I got demonetized, which was pretty lame. You know, I was pretty bummed. I was depressed. You know what happened. And maybe I should have said something in that video when I made a demonetized video. I should have said something there, but I was pretty down. I was pretty bummed. And I kind of forgot about it. I was like, why bother, you know? And back then I was like, I have already the tickets, you know, I already have them. I want to make this trip, but now I'm demonetized. What now? And well, eventually I made the decision to come. I said, you know, tickets are there, my trip is already planned. Tickets are there, why the hell not? And by some miracle, I got remonetized again, and now I'm back in action. You guys know that. You probably noticed that since a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who supports my channel, who heavily supported me during the demonetization issue. All of my Patreons and all of my supporters, you guys are awesome. You know who you are. And everybody who has been watching my videos and supporting this channel in any way or another, I greatly appreciate that as well. You guys are awesome. You are making all of this happen. So thank you very much for your support. Now, where am I? Where exactly am I? I'm in a little town called Belleville, which is around 2 hours away from Toronto. Yeah, that's right, 2 hours away. So it's pretty close by, and it's a pretty cool place. I certainly didn't expect to be this place so beautiful and so cool and so full of places where you can actually buy, sell, and trade video games. And that is what I'm about to do in this video. Not buy, sell, and trade, just show you these stores, show you these places. Specifically one, I mean, the entire video will be sort of like a coverage of this really great place that I found. And it's called Pea Market. The second I set foot in that place, I immediately fell in love with it. It's a really great place. It's a video game store. All of the others are like, you know, second-hand shops, pawn shops. Others just, you know, the retail shops. Well, we'll get to that later. The real store that I want to show you is Pea Market. It's a really cool place, great place for video games and also for RPGs. That's right. Alright guys, so let's get right down to that. Okay, to visit all of these stores, we gotta head to downtown in Belleville. That is correct. I won't show most of the stores, only one in particular, like I said at the beginning, because the other ones are not exactly worth checking out. There's Bill's Buy and Sell store, sort of like a second-hand shop. Greenbacks, it's a pawn shop, as you can see right there on the sign. Also there's Chum Leagues, another second-hand shop. They have a lot of games there, cool prices there, cool store. EB Games is like, you know, your local GameStop. It's, well, it's honestly nothing special to talk about. The store that I really want to tell you all about is Pea Market. This one right here. This is a great place. They sell a lot of stuff, but they specialize on video games. Great place, so let's go inside. Yeah, check this out. Right at the entrance there's this sword here. They sell a lot of stuff like pop figures, amiibos, comics, strategy guides, role-playing games, laptops even, that's correct. Yeah, they sell a lot of stuff related to video games, which is very cool. Let's begin with this section here. All these special editions. I love this part. Man, so many great RPGs there. You can see The Last Story, Trails of Cold Steel, Agar's War, Red in Historia, Concept Revolt, my god. And they also have a bunch of limited run games for sale here. That's right, this is the Vita version, the Vita section I mean. And as you can see, the prices are a little bit over the top because you know already the time to collect for the Vita is long over. You're gonna have to hurt your wallet if you want to collect for the Vita. That's right. Consoles here, Xbox 360 systems, PS3 systems, Xbox One, PS4. Yeah, they have a little bit of everything. The Wii U. And they also have a lot of loose cartridges on the 3DS, especially on the Nintendo DS. A lot of people collect them loose. I don't. I like to collect games complete in box, of course. And a bunch of portable systems. A lot of them actually, which is pretty cool. Some other stuff here, like some action figures, more special editions. Wow, Stella Glow. Never seen that one before. That special edition. Pokemons. Yup. Anyway, let's move on. More amiibos there. Here are some of like strategy guides and some mangas here and there. I don't really collect strategy guides unless I find them for a really fair price. But a lot of people do. If you guys are into strategy guides, here you go. Here you can see the mangas of Dot Hack GU. Sweet. That's kind of cool. More and more strategy guides. Now, let's move on to the PlayStation 3 section. Wow, check this out. Tons of games. Also Xbox 360 right next to it. A lot of games. Let's get into it. I love the prices in this store. Some of these prices are, you know, like the current market prices. And some others are a little bit more expensive. Please remember these are Canadian dollars. And Canadian dollars are cheaper than the US dollars. Like I said, not everything is cheap. This Dragon Guard 3 version, $40, used copy. Well, fair price, I guess. I just don't want to pay that much for it. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to prices, this store is the shit, man. It's a really good store, really good shopping place for video games. They're also great when it comes to deals. Check this out, Odin Sphere, new on the PS3. No kidding, 60 Canadian dollars. That's the equivalent of 45, I believe, 45 US dollars. Yeah, that's expensive considering it's the PS3 version, but that version is becoming pretty rare nowadays for some reason. So grab it while you still can. And what do we have down here? Trails of Cold Steel, also new for $50. Pretty legit price considering it's a game that it's a little bit hard to find, and it's always been a little bit expensive, but it's still a fair price. Let's move on to the Xbox 360 version. Section, I mean. You can see there's a lot of them. The time to collect for this console is still going, guys. You can still find a lot of great games, even RPGs for really cheap prices. There are some rare, like Concept Saga here, of the Concept franchise, which is pretty rare by the way, but most of them are dirt cheap. Except Alice Madness Returns. Well, it's not an RPG, but I can't believe it's so expensive in this country for some reason. It's dirt cheap in my country. But anyway, that's the Xbox 360 section. Let's move on to the Wii. Right here, lots of games still. The Wii, unfortunately, most RPGs everywhere you go. not only in Canada, are quite expensive already. You know, The Last Story, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles. But you can still find some of them for a really fair price. I bought my own copy of The Last Story here for 35 Canadian dollars. That's a fair price for a game like that, considering it's like a $40 to $50 game. Anyway, let's move on to the Nintendo DS section. Tons of games here. Awesome! And look what I found here. Sands of Destruction for $60. Believe it or not, that's a fair price. It's one of the rarest RPGs on the system. And also, here it is, one of the holy grails. Super Robot Tyson's OG Saga for $80. One of the holy grails when it comes to JRPGs. These two usually come in a cardboard box with a soundtrack, and those versions are, well, obviously more expensive than this, but these are sort of like complete in box with the manual, the cover, and the cartridge. And for those prices, trust me, it's really solid. More all the way here. Move on to the Wii U and the Xbox One. When it comes to RP gamers, we don't really care for this system, so let's just go down here on the 3DS section. A lot of variety, and yeah, you guessed it, lots of JRPGs. Wow. Look at this, Code of Princess for 30 Canadian dollars. That's a really cheap price. I might get that soon, because when it comes to US dollars, it's like a $50 game nowadays. Yeah? Lord of Magna. Let's check that out. The same one I have in my collection. Well, have still in my collection. 40 Canadian dollars, that's a really fair price. It comes with soundtrack. It's like a small limited edition, for so to say. Now, Switch games. They don't have a lot of them, but they do. Except this fucking piece of shit, Caligula Effect. I hate that game, guys. Can't stand that game. Played on the Vita, and it was just terrible. Here's a good one instead. Mercenary Saga comes with the 3 games. The 3 Mercenary Saga games. New for $50? Wow, that's tempting. Really tempting. I don't know much about the Switch. You know, I don't have one yet. Maybe someday. Let's just move on. Up here with the PS4 section. The time to collect for the PS4 has recently begun, in my opinion. As of this year, you will find a lot of great games, including JRPGs or Western RPGs for really cheap prices. God Eater 2, for example, you probably missed, but it was $20. That's really cheap for a game like that. So yeah, PS4, the time to collect for the PS4 has just begun. Other games are still kinda hurtful to pay. They're new, $40 for Deception 4. It's not an RPG, but it's a really great game that I have recommended lots of times before. Here's the Game Boy section. Lots of Game Boy loose cartridges. This section, by the way, is right next to the other section. It's like 2 places in one. It's another entirely new section through another room. It's pretty cool. Lots of Game Boy Advance loose cartridges. That's really awesome. Look at these prices, complete in box. Sorry guys, but collecting for the Game Boy Advance now is kinda, yeah, expensive. Wow, I gotta say though, these are really fair prices now that I think about it. I mean, Breath of Fire complete in box for $60. Wow. Canadian dollars, don't forget that. Just make the conversion to your own currency in your own country and you'll realize these are actually fair prices. Yup. Empty shelf here. Let's move on. Here is a Nintendo 64. Yeah, barely any RPGs on the Nintendo 64, so let's move on. Here's the Super Nintendo. Ouch, these prices are gonna hurt. Oh yeah, check this out. Check all of these out. Got a bunch of RPGs there. Indeed, even complete in box. 3 copies of the 7th Saga, one of the hardest RPGs on the Super Nintendo, if not the hardest. Yeah, loose goes for $30. Fair price. Moving on, we have other games here, and you're about to see a surprise. I just want to see if you can spot it before I show it, because it's a really fair price. If paying attention, keep looking. I'm not gonna say anything, I'll just point it out in a bit. Well, I hope you saw it. If not, let's go back to it. Here it is, Chrono Trigger for 130 Canadian dollars. Wow. That's how much this game goes for nowadays. And yeah, Castlevania, that was like twice as expensive. And here is Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. More expensive than Chrono Trigger. Oh my god. Anyway, Super Nintendo, it's always been expensive. Complete in-box versions of Lufia 2 and 1. Awesome. NES are also great games, some of them pretty expensive, some of them still pretty cheap, but barely any JRPGs on this system, so let's just move on elsewhere. Well, we got here, what else? Some stuff, some action figures, pretty collectible by the way. You see what I mean? They sell everything here. Now let's go to the Xbox section. Yeah, we don't really care about that one. Let's move on to the PSP section, which is right next to it. Alright, here we are. PSP. You know how most of the PSP JRPGs are starting to get expensive. It's not a good year to collect for the PSP. Time to collect for this console is long gone. But if you're willing to spend a few bucks here and there, you can still find very fair prices. I'll just prove it, check out these prices. Here we got The Legend of Heroes, a tier of Vermilion, for the price of $29.95, 30 bucks. Ragnar Tactics for 30 Canadian dollars. Same price with Valkyrie Profile, Star Ocean, Nights in the Nightmare is 20, wow. But The Legend of Heroes 3, The Song of the Ocean, 70 bucks. That's currently one of the holy grails on the PSP when it comes to JRPGs. Growlancer Wayfarer of Time looks to be sealed for $40, 40 Canadian dollars. Wow, that's like 30 US dollars. These are great prices, man. If you guys ever come to Belleville, you can't miss this place out. It's just amazing, and the prices here are completely fair and great. Some Game Gear and some Genesis games here, complete in box. Cool. I spotted a Phantasy Star 2. That's great. The one I really want though is Phantasy Star 4. But I know it's gonna be overpriced if I ever find it, even in Canada. I got the loose cartridge, so I guess I'm okay with it for now. Moving on to Sega Saturn. Wow, sit tight, cause this is not gonna hurt. Look at these prices. Look at the price of Albert Odyssey. Dang, $300. Let's get out of here before I have a heart attack. Saturn games have always been expensive. Dreamcast games, awesome. Master System. The only game that I really want on the Master System is the first Is. I don't know how much that game goes for nowadays. PS2 section, PS2 section, they have a bunch of RPGs, as you can clearly see right here. Some of the Tales of titles. We missed Persona 4 for 20 bucks. That's a really fair price for that game. Wow, Shadow Hearts, 80 bucks. Dang, that hurts. Used to be a cheap game, now it's very expensive. Jesus. Phantasy Star Universe, the second one that I keep recommending over and over again, $40 sealed. What have we here? One of my favorite RPGs of all time, the special limited edition for $80? Ah, this place just keeps tempting me. Let's go below. Some more RPGs like the limited edition of Manakimia. And look at this. Look at this beauty here. 150 bucks for the complete version of Lunar. Check this out, guys. Another holy grail. Valkyrie Profile, $170. Ouch! But that's the truth. That's how much it goes for nowadays. And actually, it's kind of cheap, It's more expensive in US dollars. See what I mean? Even the expensive games are cheap here. Check these two out. I really want these two. Oh my god. 80 bucks each. Devil Summoner 1 and 2. Yeah, I want them. More of these on this section here. More PS2. They have a lot of PS2 games, man. This section is like for the cheap games. We have some Final Fantasy titles there, but nothing that special. So what's in here? Comics. Yeah, I've never been interested in comics. Let's move on. Oh, here's more things you need to check out. Look at this. Dragon Warrior Collection 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 NES games complete in box. But the price? I don't know. It's too much. Some Tengen games. Tengen or Tengen, whatever you wish to pronounce it. More Super Nintendo complete in box games. Check this out, Harvest Moon, the first Harvest Moon ever made. Look at that price. Man, I'm gonna have a heart attack. $500 for a complete in box version of Harvest Moon. Jesus Christ. Let's go. Let's go. Another Lufia 2 complete in box. I really want this game, but $220. Didn't we see this game cheaper in the other side of this wall? The other shelf? That's weird. Maybe these are in mint condition, that's why they're more expensive. 2 copies of Final Fantasy III. It's not that expensive yet, as you can see. But anyway, so that's it. This is Pea Market Games, guys. If you ever come to Belleville, Canada, don't forget to check this place out. It's amazing. So that's it, guys. That's it. Pea Market, awesome place, right? Of course you're thinking the same thing as me. It's a great place to buy. So if you ever come to Belleville, you know which place to visit if you want to buy video games, especially RPGs. Great place. The other places are like, well, they're okay. Nothing against them. Bill's Buy and Trade, it's sort of like a second-hand shop. It's kind of cool. I mean, it has a lot of games, and it's a pretty cool guy, the owner, Bill. He's always open-minded for deals, which is makes it a cool place to buy games as well. Chum Leagues, well, they have a lot of games there and a lot of good prices, but they're kind of narrow-minded when it comes to deals, and they clean all of their discs, which means, yeah, collectors might get a little bit pissed off when it comes to that. You see the disc and it looks really clean, but under the light, you can clearly slightly see the scratches there. Scratches were there before. That's what bothered me a little bit about Chum Leagues, but it's still a nice place to buy games. EB Games, well, it's like your local GameStop, your local gamers, your local Game Planet, whatever. It's nothing special. I mean, for new games, you know, those promotions that buy 3, get 1 for free, something like that. I guess it's okay. It's an okay place, but I wouldn't pay any mind at all. Nothing beats Pea Market in this place, in this city. It's the greatest video game store ever. When I went there and made the video, this girl, Carla, was working there. She was great. She allowed me to film the whole video, and she was a cool person. Carla, if you're watching this, thank you very much. You rock, and your place rocks. Anyway, about me being in Canada, it changes nothing. Don't worry. I'm still gonna be making 3 videos per week. Every Tuesday, a top 10. Every Wednesday, what the hell video or something else, a top 5. You know the drill. And Sundays, videos like this, or just vlogs. Don't forget that I have a second channel. I'll leave the link to it in the description below. Also subscribe and follow me on Twitch. That's right, I have a Twitch channel now since a while back, and I will greatly appreciate it if you can support me there as well. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time.